everyone.
Good morning.
It's Sunday. Boy, have we had a weekend. Actually, last 3 or 4 days. It's been just nutty.
It's been crazy.
We're tired. Traveling and birthday parties and all that business. Today, we're going to start to plan out the book for the Arty Blooms bouquet. This is P over here.
M over there.
Patricia.
Mariah.
And together,
we are PM Artist Studio.
Do say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. Otherwise, I do not know that you're here. That's totally fine. If you want to hang out in the background, do that too. We are totally okay. But we would like for you to give those thumbsy upsies. If you are new to the channel, subscribe, do all that YouTube business, and guess what? We are a mere 48, I think. Is that what I said this morning? 48 away from our 6,000 subscribers. So, very exciting. That means that we'll be doing that giveaway soon. If you want to be entered into the giveaway, you need to figure out, or just go back and leave a comment on all the ones from May 2nd to current, because the stream that has the most comments on it is the stream that we will be pulling the entries from. Mucho importante. Or you can just, leave your comments, and if you leave one on each stream, then you're good to go.
Yeah, you got it covered.
You got it covered.
I always like that.
Yeah. What else is going on here, announcement-wise? Lots of you guys are starting to post your Arty Bloom projects, which is awesome. Also saw a couple of the collage prompt posts in Makers. That's the Makers of Mixed Media Art Artists Facebook group. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's our Facebook group where many of these lovely folks that you see here in the chat, that's where they, post their works and things. It's good stuff. All right, I'm going to say hello to everybody. Do turn your chat over to live chat so you don't miss anything. And I'm sounding a little weird today because I've also been hit with the allergy business. I've been sneezy and just there's something in the air. The wind keeps blowing. And we just got all kinds of weird things happening around here.
Well, plus we hung out on the patio.
We've been outside a lot too. That is true. All right, let's see. Our participants are Angela, Art Curious, that's Miriam, Belinda, Candy, Carrie, Charmaine, Colleen, Darcy, Dana, Devin, that's Yolande, Eddie, Estella, Effie, Fran on the Edge, Griffin Chill, that's Rhonda, Kathy, Leslie's here. Hey, Leslie. So glad to see you in the chat. Linda, Lisa, Mary Ellen, Maya, Nadine, Patricia Lee, Paula, Penka, Ricky, Sarah, Scraps to Beauty by Xandra, Silver Granny, that's Lynn, Star Trevor, that's Linda, Susan, Billu, Susan Steffens, Suzanne, we've got SWL. Okay, whoa, peoples are moving, and it's a moving and a grooving. Let's see, we've got Tamari and Terry and Texture Junkies. That's Sharon, the Castiglias. That's Kim, the Shelley Studio. That's Margot. Margot, loved your video. Thank you so much for doing that, and looking forward to you using those other stencils you didn't get to. She's like, we understand that. That's why P gets overwhelmed.
I do. I honestly do.
Yeah.
I'm just...
Yeah, so we totally understand that. We've got, let's see here. So, Terry Jones, if I didn't say hello. Let's see. Tracy LaBeouf and Trish Coogan. That means Evie's here. Oh, Marcia Markle, and a happy belated birthday. I'm sorry I missed that. P was like, I told her happy birthday.
I did.
I was like, well, good. I've been so just like running around like a crazy person. Amy Douglas, welcome. If I missed you, it wasn't on purpose. It's just simply that you didn't show up in the little participant thing whenever, I try to hit them, but things happen. All right, so. See, I saw you, Marcia. She says, I can't figure out how I say hey in the live chat. You don't see my hello. Yeah, so what happens is, depending on like timing, because it sort of like times out the participants. I don't know what that time is, like from the time you say hello that you were there in the chat to how long it stays in the list. But then it does change. So it's like, some will drop off and then some will come back in. So it's kind of like when I'm reading the names off, if you say hello again, for sure you're going to pop in there. But if you've popped in above from where I say it, I may not make it back up, or, that's sort of how it works. Anyway, fun stuff that we're going to be doing today. Do I need to go topside?
Yes, probably so. Wouldn't hurt.
Okay. There you go.
Okay. Well, first I want to thank
Maya.
Maya for her 2 boxes of laden full.
Yes. Contribution to the giveaway. Should we just go through all that right now?
Well, I just got these 2 examples out because we need to go through. I've selected what I would like to keep. You haven't selected what you might like.
I'm just going to go with what you want to keep. I'm trying to, release things into the world.
Well, let me tell you what I did keep. And, it's project specific. There were 3 or 4 of the, what do you call the things that you put through the...
Oh, Darcy's feeling better. Wonderful.
Oh, good.
I've been thinking about you.
And I just keep, I don't know.
I don't know what's blowing around out there, but it is kicking all of our butts.
Allergy thing. At least my nose has stopped running a little bit. It was just like faucet.
Yeah, and it comes and goes.
Yeah.
Like I was feeling great, and then all of a sudden, again.
Okay, well, I had to keep this one because it says Queen of Everything.
That's kind of how she feels about it.
Crown there.
She could start marking things.
I'm going to start marking things. And then I didn't know what this was, but I was very intrigued by its little... Remember I said, well,
they're stamp blocks.
Stamp blocks.
It's a Fiskars.
Well, I'll tell you what. Fiskars, the people that they have designing their packaging, I think that their previous job was national security or something. Because it's like busting into Fort Knox. Holy moly, I spent 15 minutes getting that booger. But anyway, these are the little things, and I guess I don't really know how you're supposed to use these.
There's a picture on the back. It does show you. That's how I figured it out. Okay, so it's the grid lines improve alignment. So I guess you set this little Hummer down. Well, you stick your, sticky stamp things to it. Told you, it's for stamping.
Yeah, I know, but...
The little lipped edges are to hold it.
Oh, they hold down to this.
Now, why that one has little... Why the bottom one has the little feet on it, I'm not sure exactly the dealio there.
Well, it's supposed to be the one that stays down.
I don't know.
It's a durable, non-slip spring feet improving position. Blocks nest for storage and travel. Well, yeah. Side handles improve alignment, visibility, and keep your fingers clean.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily
It
true.
doesn't stop us from...
I bet you I can get around that.
Where there's a will, there's a
Never
way.
been a problem before. Okay, well, I'm going to mess with that later because I just, I'm...
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm feeling it's...
But I thought that was pretty cool,
I
too.
think, yeah, and the, folders, embossing folders that I kept out are going to be part of my plan here for designing a rather see-through vase or bowl or dish pot for one page of the flowers. And we haven't done that yet. Nat.
It knows the whiskey's out.
Dead. No kidding. Boy, it draws them in.
It really does.
I mean, we had a little celebratory.
Yeah, did y'all see that picture that I posted?
Yeah.
Garrison still hasn't reached out.
Oh,
I'm hoping for like a freebie ball.
Well, we have, seriously. All right, so I've mixed my newest. You can see the color difference here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's 114 proof.
Yeah, and it's
I
just
almost had to take a nap yesterday.
after a little sippy of it.
Yeah, or day before.
Yeah, day before, because we cleaned and
Yeah.
you know.
And got everything because the sisters came over.
Brad's mom's sisters came over because
Yeah.
they were in town because of the funeral and everything. And some of the ones that are out of town.
Yeah, and we
We don't
didn't
see
make
them
it
often.
No, we don't. We didn't make it to Christmas because of the weather situation on the highways, or what. We had something going on, but anyway, we
No,
didn't.
Brad went, and we were just exhausted.
I can't remember why we didn't go, but I love going to the Christmas. The Filipino Christmas is just absolutely the best ever.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you buy your bottle of Ladybird,
Devin says, P&M will soon be whiskey influencers. You know, we're trying. We're expanding out.
Yes, yes.
Not only are we multi-mixed media, we are multi-mixed influencing
products.
products.
Yes.
Hey, we only share the ones that we actually
Yeah.
use
Use.
and are interested in. Go ahead.
I'm trying to get. Hey, I noticed that Iris Apfel has a line of rugs that are washable.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're not buying one of those.
We don't need a rug.
We don't need a rug. So $5 is donated by the Garrison Brothers whiskey people to the Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center, which is, I think, outside of Austin.
Yeah.
And they have their little, okay, I have to read you this because this is
She says this brings alcohol ink to a whole new meaning. That's right. Inking while drinking.
well, really, seriously, that's a good thing because even if you did snort a little bit of this stuff, it wouldn't be like toxic. Might be kind of loopy, but okay. So here's the description. Introducing Ladybird. This delightful spirit is delicately infused with Burleson's wildflower honey, then finished in cognac.
Oh, so the honey is from Burleson.
Casks sourced from France. Like her elegant and honorable namesake, Ladybird is a delectable, double-finished spirit rich with ambrosial notes of cognac and honey that we are proud to share with the world. Here's to soaking in nature's awe-inspiring beauty. Salud. And it has this darling little flower with a little
Hold that up into the technology.
little bird and a
Isn't that
blue
cute?
bonnet and I'm not sure what flower that is, but anyway.
Yeah.
It could be the bluebells and a blue bird. Mm-hmm. But isn't it pretty?
And then P was able to get the star and the...
And the little wraparound thing off of the other ones. So I will be able to... I'm going to plant these. It says in August or September. So I'm going to wait to plant the seeds. And I think a lot of times that's because they need to
In the cooler.
freeze in order to activate the
really?
germination. Sometimes that is the case, as pine cones need forest fires in order to. Yeah. Okay. Now, where are we today on the book? Well, Mariah and I talked about this, but we've talked about it a lot, and I mean.
There's been a lot of discussion.
A lot of discussion, and I'm really loving this idea of an accordion book with a vase on each page and somehow or other coordinating with the flower on the opposite side. Mm-hmm. Now, I realize this is going to be challenging, but I've got Mariah
Thank you, Gina.
on board with this, and I think together we can do this. I would not tackle this on my own, I'll
No.
be perfectly honest. It would be beyond my...
Well, she gets a little frustrated with this aspect of things.
I do. And the thing about it is, I need somebody to cut things that are going to be precisely measured and the panels need to be, otherwise they don't hook together in the middle.
There's
And
some leeway.
I have tried mine, and and I did pretty good, but I had to leave a little bit more of a space between my pages than I wanted to, because they weren't always, what do you call this angle?
45? 90.
90.
Yeah, 90.
Yeah, it was
Sometimes
like,
it's a better.
they were like this, and so I had
An
to
85.
had to just here to make sure they opened and closed
And he's
properly.
like 90.
And this is going to be doubly important because we're going to have things protruding and coming out of different parts of the pages, so it needs to be precise. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Gayla. You haven't given us time to be inappropriate quite yet.
No, but you missed the whiskey commercial.
Oh, yeah, you did. You missed the whiskey commercial.
You can tell. I mean, I mixed this half and half.
Oh, that's with water?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I didn't want. I was pretty well goners, and that was it wasn't even a full shot.
No, it's about a half a shot.
But 100.
Those were tall shot glasses.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a.
Oh, I don't either. We
didn't measure it with a jigger.
We didn't.
Isn't that what that's called? A jig?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. A jigger.
Okay, so I'm going to put some flowers down here just to kind of mess around with this and try to. I didn't recover my thing. I apologize ahead of time for that.
We got your traveling clean one.
I do.
Hey, Anthony.
I do. So.
Oh, thanks, Natasha. And hello, Natasha. And hello, Cerebral. If you want us to call you by name, we can do that. Welcome, welcome.
Absolutely. And if you don't want to tell us your name, we understand that.
Yep.
Anonymity sometimes is a good thing. Okay, now, I've got this one, and I did find my other little, for my blue bonnet. You know, it'd be lovely if these, of course, lined up, and then we could put them back to,
Well, no,
to
but
front,
that would...
but that isn't going to work.
Well, that's not very interesting.
Well, that isn't very interesting, Mariah says. But we've got lots of textural stuff going on back here, and what I could do, but I just wouldn't want to cut around it, is tissue paper the back of it.
Okay, here's another little quick thought for you.
Okay.
Because I just had an idea. Because whenever we were taking the photograph of the ladybird, along with, and then Brad says, oh, make sure you turn it to portrait because it kind of blurs out the background.
Oh.
So what you could do with all of your flowers is just go through and just hit the colors. A lot like how whenever, I mean, this is what I kind of remember about oil painting. You go in and you just place color patches. Basics. And so you could kind of just do a very rough color thing of it. So it's more like it's blurred in the background.
Well, that wouldn't hurt anything, because if that didn't work out, then we could go
Still
to the
cover it up.
plan, be prepared to modify.
Yeah. But then you don't have any like white, stark white, just
Yes.
blocks.
Now, here's my problem is things like this. The straight. Because it didn't matter on this side what the back side looked like.
Right.
And at the time, we weren't thinking that was going to be an issue.
Here's another little thought. Kind of like spackling. You could come in with texture paste and just kind of fill it in and add texture there, but smooth out those edges.
Well, and that might be a good idea regardless of what we do. What else?
Because it'll
we
help
do.
block.
And it's also going to give it more strength to.
I'm coming up with these ideas.
By
right
golly,
now.
just
we didn't talk about this.
Firing off here. Whoop! Hot damn! Yeah, I like that.
Because I think that'll be cool. And like you said, multiple advantages to that.
Yes, and that could really be a important factor in the technique. Doing the back in swirly, watercolory,
Yeah.
fuzzy imaging.
Pointing.
Pointing. You're pointing. Okay, so
Boink, Mary Ellen says. Boink.
Boink. I still haven't got around to dealing, and cutting down the lower tendrils on this, and I think that some of them I'm going to put up here, like I did on
No worries, Paula.
the lily.
Yeah.
'Cause I think the lily absolutely.
It's just, yeah, it's a showstopper, that lily.
That lily is a good one.
Well, it's also the most finished.
Yeah. That might have something
That
to
might
do.
have something to do with it.
But look, when I put this upside down, doesn't it have a whole different feel to it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with my bangs today.
So,
They're getting long, and I'm just futzing with them. They're either in my eyeballs or doing weird things. Sorry.
well, I need to hack at them a bit, I think.
I think that would be...
Look at
good.
those leaves. Aren't those just wonderful? I mean, that was a brilliant.
Uh-huh.
And, I just went through and cut them out randomly. Okay, so we've got some things to do here. I might go ahead and put paste on this and put this aside.
Yeah, let's do
So
that.
it can be drying. And I'm really glad I did not clean off my...
Yeah.
Sometimes I do things. And I need to... put those over there. All right, now where is my... Wrong stuff. Okay, here we go. Light and fluffy. Maybe I should use...
Well, it was suggested perhaps to use the clear texture gesso first, and then perhaps fill in where you need to. That.
Well, I'm thinking it would be better to save the clear gesso, because then if I wanted to, I could come in with colored pencils. Whereas
That doesn't take the
it
colored
doesn't
pencils.
take the colored pencils worth a flip because it's slick.
Right, so you really need to, we're using
I
that
need
more
to
as
use-
spackle, and then finish.
Yeah. And that's provided we can get in it.
Oh, that's it. That's a good idea. So, so Devin says, use some. Oh, actually, okay. I want to make sure I got all that. Okay. Torn light green tissue sandwiched between and tear the edges. So, like, it could be filler little greenery type thing.
Because this is kind of ferny edge looking here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. And I've got lots of that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But this is going to take care of those stark edges where it's, kind of straight across that really are not a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because that'll be kind of noticeable.
Yeah.
And I did sort of, I put the camera up a little bit further, and then see your middle is your middle. You don't have to hang out over there. I don't know why you keep...
Where? Hanging out where?
Yeah, you're perfect. Like, do your middle part. Yeah. That's lovely.
All of this, and somebody said they're just, really looking forward to the finished product, and my response is, I am too.
Yeah.
Because I really,
This cannot be another Archie.
this is how I work. Is you just, you deal with each little aspect as you go, and, it's...
One fix might create new problems, but,
Yeah.
you
You just don't worry about it. But then, really, at some point, you just have to say, okay.
Oh, I need to run down there. Terry sent us something. I meant to show it to you, and then I put it off to the side. I shall be right back. Y'all be good. Gayla.
Yeah. Now's the time to go smoke and drink, girls. Absolutely. All right, I think I've covered up most of the things that would be problematic there. I'm trying not to go out to the edge because I don't really want this to necessarily show up on the other side. Here's a little bit of a rough patch that needs some extra.
Okay. Oh, see, I need to go over there. So,
Okay. Now, this is probably going to take a bit of a... Oh.
it's from Cherry.
Oh,
Isn't
look
that
at
lovely?
that.
And so this is the one she was talking about, that, you know, she had remembered about doing these in Girl Scouts.
Oh, seriously? Well, I love that.
And so instead of cleaning her studio like she had planned on doing, she made a larger mess. We know all about that.
Yes. Oh. Thank you. I hear you on this cleaning business. That is just lovely. Love the background and how you did the gold there. That's just very elegant. Very elegant. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. That's
Well, we'll see you later, Barbara.
a good one. All right, I've got to get this texture paste off of here. 'Cause it's...
Hi, Christy.
All right. Now, I don't... Mariah, can you...
So the purpose of the texture paste was... Boy, you went kind of heavy. A little heavier than I probably would have gone, but...
Yeah, that's me. I'm excessive.
Yeah, a little excessive, but that's all right. Was to... So remember, when she glues things in the back, a lot of those were like just straight edge cuts because that wasn't necessarily going to be seen. But now that we're going to be doing both sides, as far as the panels are concerned, that may show through. And so, the texture paste is to fill in those straight edges, plus create some interest and some texture.
Yeah.
Which P has definitely achieved. Worried about this one, you know. Wonder if we should add some wire in there to, you know, like when they pour concrete, you need the rebar. It needs some rebar.
Uh-oh. Now, this is some of Mariah's gluing here. This...
Well,
She didn't glue everywhere.
it wasn't meant to be sliced and diced as it ended up being, so there's that. Hello, Di.
Okay, now see, that's already much more interesting.
Okay, so Di, what we're going to be doing, it originally was thought that it was going to be put on kind of a canvas or a board. But now, after the very end of last stream and Darcy's awesome suggestion, which we just both loved very much because it certainly fits how we do things, is to create a book, and then each page is going to have its own little arrangement or flower. Because I think some of them are going to have multiple, but some are just going to just show that particular flower in its own face. Then, when you put the book together, and we've kind of altered course back to going to an accordion, because we think it would be really neat, because when it all folds out, both sides, there'll be like a row of vases and other, little things. So it'll be a whole little scene, like a landscape or almost panoramic.
Yes.
Vases and flowers.
And I'm going to leave this overlapping here. As I think it, how it boings up there. I like that.
No, this paste will probably dry maybe by the end of the stream. I mean, it doesn't take too long, but she did put it on a little heavy.
Oh, it's a little heavy-handed.
It's just a little heavy. I almost want to spread it out a bit more, but...
Don't you be spreading anything out there. All right, now remember we decided we wanted some... I don't know, though. Do I think I need those? I think it has enough inherent interest here, and I think taking off that a little of that heavy part there. Sorry.
Yeah.
Irritating when people talk with pins in their mouth. Lightened it up and made it a little less crabby. Like,
Yeah. Hi, Akiko. Yeah, that was also presenting quite the issue. Carrie was says, LOL. He was eager to see how we were going to work with a large board in an overhead video situation in a tight space. Yeah,
that is the other thing, and I was just like, Mariah, we're gonna have to move everything. I don't know that.
Yeah,
I'm not. I don't know if I'm down with that. That's just. I don't think that's going to work. Okay.
I think we do better with books anyway.
I do too. Now, I don't know. I'm just, the orientation of this flower, I'm not going to concern myself with right now. I'm going to...
Whether it's going to be up or down?
Whether it's going to be up or down. I just, I don't know that that's, I have a little envelope here that I'm putting all my little pieces and parts in, because you never know when you're going to need those little pieces and parts when you're doing this kind of a fly by the seat of your pants project. Okay, so what next?
Hi, Kirsten. Oh, Jamie's vote is up. If you want to,
Yes, thank you. I tend to agree with that, because when I turned it upside down, I was like, it's kind of like zooming. It's rockety. And I think its orientation maybe needs to be on the diagonal. Let's get a stem and kind of... Here are our stems. Hey, I'm telling you what. The whole thing of making these scrunch down is they're easier to wiggle about.
Well, it creates a maneuverability, because it's kind of like in woodworking, and hopefully Anthony's still here and might appreciate this. I don't know if this is the type of woodworking he does, but those you see the videos sometimes where they're going to curve a piece of wood, and so you notch it, right? So you create those things, and then you can turn it. And so with the paper, the scrunching creates that.
Yeah, that ability to bend it without it breaking.
And you get nice little curves.
Yeah. And even if I do want to go flat with them later, that will be just fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to put that in the envelope.
It does work on a magnet, so I think it's stainless steel coated, because it does work with the magnet, the pin on the nib of the,
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't. Yeah. I have or I did have a magnet on one of my glue bottles. It didn't work that great, but then part of that is the magnet wasn't all that strong, because I had to put a thing over it. Plus, then if it really is only coated, it just doesn't make as strong of a connection as I would have liked it to.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if we can design. Pardon me. Design some leaf parts for this. And it's really,
I like that. That's my favorite.
what?
I like that positioning and I like that.
All right. Now, what? Because we talked just briefly before this started about what kind of materials are we going to use for our pages.
We're gonna use the board. Well, I'll get some.
I was just going to say, because here's the other thing. Are you going to use the black stuff that's already colored black? Oh man, that would be great.
Yeah. Here, you want to show?
All right, well, Ellen, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
About how tall, because we can kind of get some idea here. I don't know that if we cut this in half, it's kind of a tall book, but I mean, I don't know. Works for me.
Yeah. I'm
There'd
happy
be
we're
one
not we're not
cut.
framing it. We don't have to buy a
That's very
custom made frame. Glass and mats and all that business.
It's very true. Let
Book
me tell you
goes on
what,
the shelf.
that gets to be expensive real quickly.
And as long as it fits on the shelf, I'm happy. It will.
I eyeballed it. I think that it will. And I don't usually like just black.
I thought you were going to make some wallpaper prints to be wallpapery in the background.
Well, I was thinking I wouldn't have to do that, but I don't really like this black, and I think the black is not going to look very good with things like, yeah, that just completely sucks all the color out of the. So, well, now we need to have, and I like having this because I was really concerned about the big board and doing a really bang up job on the wallpaper. I was struggling with that. I did have some ideas, and I think that they would have worked. But working with that board here and having to turn it so that it was sideways when it was going to be in portrait position later, that was going to be problematic. Okay, what I think we need to do, Mariah, with these is we need to go ahead and cut them, because then I will be able to find pieces of wallpaper that will actually fit on here. And
Oh, nice.
let me just see if I can.
Oh, that's okay. So Carrie said he once saw a YouTuber place a rubber band around the glitter glue, and then you could slide the pin in the rubber band. I mean, I'm telling you, it's always the most obvious, like.
Okay, so our panels are going to fit. So I say take an inch off of these, and then we'll for sure be able to
tops.
accommodate
Okay.
top to bottom on the this stuff.
Okay. So next question with it all
See?
is that's not a problem there. Are we going to assemble? So here, if you want to show an example, because this will be get the better idea. The tape is covered.
Yeah, with the stuff.
Right. Y'all remember this. It's my little book that didn't even get an honorable mention.
They just didn't know what to do with it. Look at that flower there.
But we glued the panels, or I glued the panels, over
The tape.
the tape.
I just love this page.
I think that's the cleanest look, but I don't know that it matters.
Well, are we using black tape?
Well, that's your call. I've got white or black. Those are your options.
Well, if the paper were white.
Keep in mind, some of your tissue paper may show it through, so the black's probably a better option because it's just going to blend more into what's happening.
Blend out into.
Right, versus you see a white stripe down the side.
Yeah. Okay, I agree. Now, see, we just solved 3 problems there. All right, whack off 1 inch before you cut the panels.
Okay.
And,
do I have the cutter? Sliding low, huh? Okay.
Sliding low. And I think that this is too bright. I think on the wallpaper business, we're going to have to go with.
Now, the next thing I need you to work through right here is which flowers are going to be alone, which flowers are going to be together, how many panels do we need?
I don't know that.
Well, let's get a rough idea. Just lay your flowers out.
She's really pushing her.
This is why she doesn't like this, because she's like, I just don't know. What she wants to do is just kind of willy-nilly it. But unfortunately, like when you get to the book building portion of this, one kind of needs to have as best of an idea as possible. Now, that's not to say that there isn't an opportunity to, alter one's plans. But,
all right.
yeah.
So this is going to be on a page all by itself because it's going to be one of those kind of flowers that's in a very small vase all on its own with spectacular,
Those very kind of more modern little low set. Either a square one
look at
or
that.
a
Leaf's going to come down on the other side of the, something like that. Okay, so this is not going to be extending up into the space. Now, this leaf could come out over here.
into another panel.
Into be the back side of the front side of the next panel.
No, see, she struggles with this sometimes.
Oh yeah, we can't do that.
Everything's gonna be straight.
It either has to come out of the top or the bottom.
Well, right, and everything that's gonna be side by side will be, the book this.
So it would have to bend.
Well, or we cut it. It gets cut. It can't be on the bend. Again, remember how I cut. Oh goodness. See how even like that flower?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all see that?
Okay. So this one, we don't have to worry about what's going to go with it on the back side.
So what you'll want to, maybe the thing that you do want to consider is the ones that are all going to be together may need to have more of a, I don't know if it's going to be all of the same. I mean, it's not going to be the same. But probably want to flow it together.
Okay, so if we had, this is going to be, just about knocked that thing off. I don't want to do that. If this were to become a miniature arrangement.
Hi, Ann. Ann Lars here. Awesome.
Oh, hi, Ann. I mentioned you in some...
This is Ann Lar.
Oh.
Not Ann Lauber.
Oh.
Different Ann. That's why it was like...
Okay,
she
sorry.
gets confused.
Okay, if this... I sort of feel like these kind of go together, maybe.
Well, and you could gel print the orangey one. Give it a little glaze to make it more pinky, maybe.
Well, what I could do is I could do what I did with the gladiola and put tissue paper over the top of it, and then because that does some really cool stuff, and I could demonstrate that.
Yeah, because you did not show that on. You'd just done that after the stream.
Okay, so what I did was I just took a piece of the, and I don't remember what side I had down. I don't think it makes all that much difference. And I just put glue on it. Very willy-nilly.
Willy-nilly.
I did try to get the outside edges pretty good, because that's, you know, that's what's gonna, and then I just kind of scrunched this up a little bit. Smashed it down there. And you can kind of control your smashy downies. And then lift it up before it gets stuck down to your surface. Check the back side, because I didn't really do this on the other one. That other one was kind of a learning experience.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure that those are glued down really good, because those are the ones that you're going to either bend back or cut off. I did a little of both on the other one. And the reason I went around the edges is because I thought, well, that's kind of cool. That's going to be kind of cool. Bending back, and we don't know, this might be the flower that gets, you know, stuck up in the air, so that we see its back side. And then what I did is I just went along and cut into it. So that when you start turning it over,
Hi, Becky.
it,
Well, so what, I think that paper's just, it's either the, sorry, brain. It's either the Pacon, like the printmaking paper, or the 32-pound hammer mill.
which one?
The paper that the gel prints are on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them are the hammer mill.
So it's a fairly lightweight paper, but once you start adding those layers of gel printing and stacking them, it gets pretty thick.
Yeah. It can. It can. Okay. So then, and I know this is white on white, and I apologize for that. I don't know what else to do about that.
Oh, and this is where Devin says could you do the scrunchy technique with the green tissue on the back? Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Smashy downsy.
And this is going to do two things here, because it's going to really improve the stability of the actual, you know, flower. Because I'm gluing down this and over those little edges there. Whoop. I'm carried away there. And then sometimes you have to go in and do this.
All right, you want me to read you what Gayla said? So I guess the point of this stream is to make me feel intellectually inadequate when it comes to building structurally reinforcing and displaying paper flowers. Thanks, guys. We do what we can, Gayla. We do what we can.
Oh.
Actually, it should be making you feel better.
Yeah, because the amount of fumbliness here is like rampant.
Yeah.
And I don't know where that little booger thinks he's going to go, but I'm going to smash him down there. That's the loveliness of tissue paper.
Oh, here, Mystic Road says, put the glue on the back and then fold it over. Might be easier.
Oh, what do you mean, all over the back? Well,
Yeah.
I can't, because this glue dries too fast.
Well, and she does, I think she's trying to keep it in the area where the tissue is. And she doesn't know how to lay it.
If you got some better ways of doing this, you just go right ahead. But this is how I'm doing mine.
She glues the tab. But that art glitter glue does...
It dries too fast. If I did that whole thing,
yeah.
And plus my fingers would be sticking to it. I don't have little cute little tiny fingers. Now we're gonna have a little problem out there where that.
Why don't you just?
But I don't know if it'll
nip
be a
some of that
problem
off.
or not.
Yeah.
Now where was I?
You could give it a little trim, so that you don't have as much coming in as well.
I could do that, but I really wanted it to.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm thinking that this is.
Ah, Patty, hey.
Is that Patty?
Patty Teller Pears.
Yeah.
PTP.
Okay, this is really... I've got more glue on my fingers than I've got on the frickin' paper. Alright, well this is how I do this. I know that this is just riveting stuff. I've got to finish this up though so that you can see my watercolor technique.
Oh, hey, Lolly.
This was
and
really
welcome to Powsie Wowsie.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
My okay, I just kind of doubled that back around because I could, and I don't think it's going to make a flipping bit of difference.
I really just want to take that away from you and get her done.
You just shush it. I'm moving along. It's those little pieces, the little...
This is probably why she didn't do this. She knew she was going to get... It's like, I don't need everybody's input on this one.
Crap from people,
Mainly me. She feels my judgment across the table.
I feel it. It's
that's what
searing into my freaking brain here.
That's what she's projecting.
Oops. Now, what did I do there? I didn't cut into that.
No, Paula, she does not.
What?
Have the ginkgo leaves. I think she's seen it, though. I did show her.
Do I have ginkgo leaves?
Mm-mm. I showed them to you, though, remember?
Well, why don't I have them?
Because we haven't processed them yet. We've been birthdaying and traveling, and hopefully we can get back to kind of a regular schedule of things.
Yeah.
Hi, Leslie.
Is she leaving?
No. Oh, she was saying hi to Sharon. She says, I'm here too. That's right. I was like, I thought we said hello to Leslie at the beginning.
It's best to have lots of glue. Now, even in the places where it's not totally adhering to the contours of the original flower,
that's okay.
It'll be okay.
It adds to the portrait fuzziness around it. Or at least that's what we're going with, right?
That's what we're going with right now. Mm-hmm. Now, if you want to be totally anal and whatnot, you can come back in and cut out those little hoop-de-doo parts there and whatnot. And my feeling about it is we will try that. We will try first painting, and then if we feel like that we're still...
Oh, are you heading out, Z? Oh, and be sure, Z will be on at 4 o'clock today. Patty, are you streaming today, too? Let us know.
Okay, so we decided that this needed some pink, right?
Yes. It needs to be pinked up.
I don't know if this is the original contours of the thing, but
she's remaking it. It's fine. Aha. Okay, so Lisa Mingus says, it is funny that silence is projecting anything. It is important to see the process and understand how much time it takes to get something like this done.
Yeah. Thank you.
And then Patty says that she may stream after us, but waiting to confirm. Okay. And then, yes, Z is on at 4 Eastern. I think that's 3 our time. Or maybe it's 5. I don't know why that just blows my mind.
I'll just let you figure that all out.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a little residue of blue there. That'll be all right.
I'll tone down that orange a bit. On its way to pink.
On its way to pink. And I think this is what I used for that other one, but maybe not. I might have used some of that,
Let me see. I don't know what it is.
Opera Rose. Trying to stay away from that stuff. It's kind of stinky. No, it's not. Y'all can't.
Yeah.
But it does need to be something transparent, because you want to allow those things that you've worked very diligently to, establish there to somehow or other still
Establish.
be part of the mix.
Yes. Hi, Martha. See, and it kind of, the tissue becomes more transparent once you put the paint into it.
Yeah. Now, I think that's feeling more like, it belongs in this bouquet. All right, we've got this paint out here, and we'll just go ahead and give this booger a little bit of a
Pink it up.
pinking up. Since it's going to be a member, and I've got one more of these. I like odd numbers of flowers, but depending on the leaf situation. Really glad I did not put down new paper, because then I don't have to be all, fussy fiddly here.
Fussy fiddly.
Now look at that flower. Holy cow. Isn't that wonderful?
Love it.
Where's that other little booger? I know I had 2.
It's trying to run away.
Ah. What?
Okay, let's just, oh God, don't add math rules to this project. That's just her go-to. It must be an odd number.
Yeah. I feel that way. I mean, I think I read it somewhere. I don't know.
Well, when it gets to, by making things symmetrical or even numbered.
Yeah, I think you kind of take away from the whole idea of it being a naturally occurring.
Or feeling more random.
Yeah. Just giving it a little bit of oomph down there where the petals would be going in rather than coming out. Okay.
Oh, bye, Susan. And thank you so much for your comments. The last 2 comments have been so wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. We're getting through the comments. I've put P on comment duty, and she'll be back on that today. She's been doing a wonderful job.
Well, I think we need to come back and do a little bit more definition on that one. I think we lost.
Yes, you did.
We lost some stuff there. And that may require a bit of paper.
Yeah.
I don't know what, but anyway, that needs to dry before we... I can't put any more. I could put a little, because that's where I want to come in right there. That's going to be the center.
Just going to go ahead and, yeah.
Right there. And then these guys are going to be coming up off of it. And these are going to be going down. Okay, you can have a little bit of
shadow and definition.
Yeah.
Shadow to create definition.
So that would be a petal there. This would be just one big old giant petal coming out this way, but maybe this part. Okay, you can see that's starting to shape up.
Hi, Devin. Thanks for hanging.
Starting to shape up.
It is pink paint from the tube. What was that one? The Opera
Oh, that was Permanent Rose.
Permanent Rose.
I want to get just a bit more pink in the purple parts.
Hi, Trina. No worries. Thanks for
I
coming
don't
in.
want to have it completely go over, but I just, when I was looking at these as I was on the board, I thought, you know, I think that there's just too much of it being a blue, and I need more
Pinky red.
pinky red there with my, now see, just that little bit, look what that did.
It was a little too flat.
And it was kind of a bit cartoony. Just in the fact that the petals were so definitely different colors. And that's not the way flowers mainly occur. Okay, here, we're going to do the same thing with this one.
Yeah. So really, again, creating the background color is now just becoming a highlight or a low light to it. And that's why putting kind of a wash or a glaze over those areas, like what P's doing right now with the more bluish purpley areas, giving it more uniform color makes it seem more.
But what's cool about doing it like this is, you know, you don't have to worry about getting some variety in your petals.
Yeah.
That it's already there, but then you come in and bring them back into the fold. Boy, that's pretty Powsie
That is.
Wowsie, isn't it?
Kind of neon.
Okay, I don't know that I love that, but right now we're going to go with it, and we can always come back in and
I'm
add
pretty-
some blue over the top of it and take it back into wherever we want it to go.
Hi, Barbara.
All right, I'm not doing anything to that one. I like all three of these right now. I don't know.
Leave those alone.
I think so, because I've really worked hard on
Yes.
those. I've worked super hard on those. Now, what I am going to do to this one is I'm going to come in the center parts here, because I actually did this with purple, but I didn't do it with pink.
Don't get too crazy. That,
What is that?
I have no idea. I'm a little worried. I'm going to go check it out. I do not know. First I thought it was kind of a bird, but then it sounded like either a fan that was making a funny noise.
Going bad?
Going bad. Okay. I'm taking my 2x4 and I'm gonna whack you.
Whack me with it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think I need to come in and do some dotting and whatnot on that.
Yes.
But that one's good, that one's good. All right, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here, ladies and gents.
She still has not. But even though she's sort of squirreled, this actually needs to happen in order to bring them together, because these may end up on a similar page, or either side by side or
Okay, see,
On
I'm
the same.
feeling those together there.
Hi, Terry.
I'm feeling like we need to put this maybe with some of the yellow. And even this here, ooh, I don't know. Is that too much? But remember, I've got the buds here.
The buds.
The buds.
That orange one is a little screamy to me with those particular ones.
I think we need to have some, maybe trade this out.
I like that. Maybe. Like those would be pages next to one another. Or let's refer to them more as panels.
Right.
And the whole thing is that, all right, if you cluster the flowers in a way that, so here's kind of another idea and something to sort of think about. Rather than them being on front side, back side, it could be that the flowers are actually all on the front inside panels.
Oh.
Then the whole back side, we could just go in.
And do bits and pieces and do another whole little arrangement or something, or just maybe leaves.
Yeah.
Vines.
Kind of like, again, I went with just displaying more of the just gel prints themselves versus on this side, it was more about the blooms. And doing a lot of the more detailed work on these front. But then, well, this particular book, it's kind of funny how it folds. I don't even really technically remember exactly, but because this is like the back or whatever. I think it folded like that. Maybe. Anyway, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do. And I've got tons of material over here to draw from as far as, coordinating or doing something with the front and the back. And I think that will be kind of interesting in that you're not going to have to do exactly the same thing. Like if these were sticking up, this on the other side could be a leaf. And this could be a part of a flower. This could be a leaf.
Yeah. Oh, on the back side.
On the back side.
I like this idea. And then Carrie says, yeah, looking at the flowers, I think you're going to end up with 5 or 7 panels. Look, he's working out them.
Bless your heart. Because, see, I've got these two, and I don't really... This may just be on a page by itself.
Now remember, these are pretty big panels, and hopefully we can keep it to that. So if we do, how many's here?
Well, let me
1, 2,
see
3,
here
4,
on
5,
this one.
6.
Let me measure, because I'm more concerned about the width of this one than I am the height.
Yes, me too.
Okay.
We're kind of going tall and skinny, which is...
7. Now, that's not to say that. I can do this.
You get your flower up in a little less.
And I could even bend it over so that it was,
Yeah.
coming back on itself there.
Yes.
So then we've got more of it, like 5.5.
Perfect. And that should be your goal, because this will be about a 6-inch. Because these are 12 by 12. The stuff we're going to make the panels out of. This black chipboard.
So it's going to be 6? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Well, I think this is going to be... Well, now see, this is from stem to stem as sticks. But if I take it and put it at a slight angle
Yes.
with the stem...
You'll be able to tilt it in there.
I'll be able to tilt it in there.
Yeah.
Just have this going the other way. There we go.
And Nancy says, P, you're ever a wonderful art teacher. Thank you for your inspiration to all of us. I thought she needed to hear that.
Well, I do need to hear that occasionally, because sometimes I just feel like I'm on slow burn here, kind of thing.
Hi, Dawn. Welcome.
Sitting here and,
Hi, Christy.
I know you're not that, you can't read my mind, but it's going, but my actions are going, oh.
Yes, it is a black chipboard. Yeah. pretty
Okay,
thick.
I'm liking this, and I'm even thinking that these leaves are still going to work. I love these leaves. I just really wanted these leaves to work.
The leaves are gonna make it in there
The
somehow,
leaves are going to
some
make
way.
it in there because those are freaking brilliant leaves.
They may have their own
folks.
panel on the back.
Okay, now you know what I do want to do. I want to, if I can find it rapidly.
Bye, Patricia. Thanks for hanging. And those of you that are coming and going, this, that, the other, do make sure you give those thumbsy upsies. Very
Yes,
important.
please do. All right, now these I envision as being almost a viney thing going, you know.
All right. Tell you what.
Let me put those down.
Why
like that.
don't I? Because we still have a pretty decent amount of time here. I need the cutter. I'm going to come over there. I'm going to get this assembled because I think that's what you need. You need
you're
to
just
know.
going to come over and assemble over here on my side?
No. I'm going to assemble this.
Okay, cool. I can be making leaves while you're doing that.
Yes. Or whatever it is that you want to do. Or figuring out which flowers need to go with one another. What they need in order to go with one another. I think we're going to have to set it at... I can't...
Some of these flowers, I think, need to be by themselves.
Fair enough. I agree.
Okay, so this is definitely one panel. This is definitely... I don't want to put anything else with this.
Okay,
I think this is all by itself.
Okay.
I kind of envisioned, and I don't know how they would necessarily work, just simply because I think...
I love those together.
These two together just really... And then, plus I've got the little... the little buds for this. So this is... Now, so we've got 3...
You got it. Yeah, there you go.
We've got 3 pages here. This is going to be one. That's 4 pages.
Uh-huh.
This is going to be 5 pages. Now I'm coming down to, I've got this little flower. I don't know. That might be good.
I like those 3 together.
I really kind of do like these.
They're different enough, but similar enough.
All right, so we've got an extra flower.
Well, that could create a front panel because remember,
Or it could be the part of the back panel.
right? The way that the book works is that whatever's on the front or back, yeah, can be different. I mean, depending on again how you fold it in, but
Yeah.
you're gonna want because this is actually to the back side rather than it is to the.
Yeah, I need to work on this one anyway. I'm not happy with all of this
Okay.
fluorescent stuff out there.
I
anyway.
love that. So,
All right, so how many did I say? 1,
6.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages.
So 6 panels. Now again, here's your opportunity. We can't do it in. I mean, you could do like a little 3-fold, but that's not very. If you had 3 panels, so just
Well, that's boring.
right, and then you could do them front and back. But this is going to be 6 long. Gonna be a long one. That's right on cue with the way you do things.
There we go.
There you go. Alrighty.
All right. I'm finding leaf stuff.
I need the chopper.
I need to get rid of this heavy board. It's sagging down my other one.
Laura, hello. She's been hanging out in the background.
Oh. Did she want to say something?
She just wanted to say hello.
Oh. Well, I was going to say, now's your chance. You have our full attention. Okay, so I'm going to move these little guys away for right now. I'm not sure that one yellow flower is really finished. That one is definitely not finished. And I might try to make it look more like the other flower and have it be kind of a...
And you want an inch cut off of the top. Are you sure you don't want 2?
Well, let me just measure the height of my tallest right now is 11.
Carrie, I think we were right there on the
11.
11. You want 11. Okay. You want 11.
Maybe 11 and a half. Give it a little, I don't know. wiggle room down at the bottom. No, make it 11. I'll just cut the stem down.
What have you been cutting on this thing? 'Cause my blade ain't happy.
I haven't been cutting anything I don't normally cut. I've been cutting up things for packets.
For things.
You think I've been
Man, it stopped right.
cutting up tin foil or
I
something?
don't know. I don't know, lady.
I think we just need to sharpen the cutter. And it's always been that last ½ inch
I
that
know. Alright, well there's your first 2 panels if you want to just kind of play with that for a second.
well, now we got to figure out a vase. All right, now this is
I
going
told you not to worry about that until you get your flowers laid out. I think your next big
No, that is not true, Mariah.
I think your next big concern is what the background wallpaper print is going to be. Because we've got to do that next. Once I have the panels built, we need to put that on. Yeah. Hey, monkey.
Well, that was a crap glue job.
Kathy says, could you use those flowers that are the same type and a vine traveling across all of the backs?
Oh, that's a brilliant thought.
Well, so let's see how the panel, because some of those flowers could go across 2 panels on the inside, and then you use those 3 that are together as the back in a vine-like situation.
4.
Okay, or 4. That breaks your rule.
I know.
Yeah. She'll think about that. Oh, Anthony has posted 5 new Barons.
Ooh.
Some new shapes and sizes. Ooh. One really small one. And one with a small grip and a large base. Nice.
Or people with small hands.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I love mine. This is absolutely...
Acme says you could skip the base altogether and just do it like botanical drawings. I'm almost thinking that.
I'm really thinking that too, simply because...
Here, I don't think your vase is going to feel like it has the proper scale compared to the flower.
And I wouldn't have to worry about that if I just went with the stems and the flowers. And just having them come off the page wherever.
Yes.
Okay, I need to... you know, I originally liked this white showing.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. But I know what to do.
Yeah, you just need to dab the little edges.
All right, I like that. No worries about the vase.
People are liking the botanical drawing I did. Charmaine, she says yes.
I think that's that'll eliminate a whole step.
Yes. I think it will also make the background decision easier. Because then we're not having to think about, the flower and the background.
Base. Yeah.
But I think they need backgrounds. And you could even use your, some of your vase options as backgrounds. There we go.
All right, look there. Just whip a little bit more of this down through here. We have some relationship to the...
I think it's something in these papers. Because it cuts like butter on that one side, and then it's kind of interesting. Okay, so we're going to do 6 panels. Okay.
Okay, liking that. And I'm not cutting the stems down anymore right now until I see what's actually going to happen on the page and getting a feel for what is happening on the page. And I really like this fat part right here.
Do you want the tape to go all the way to the top, or just leave a little? I always kind of leave a little.
I like that gap in there. Somehow or other, it's like breathing space.
I kind of agree with that.
I might change my mind about that, but I don't think so. Okay, this is lovely. I think we have this one figured out. Fix that problem there with the... All right, so we've got that one. I'm feeling like these leaves should be more blade-like. So let me find my pile of leaf papers. Look at this.
Oh. Carrie says to create a vase-shaped holder for the book. I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh, that is so brilliant.
She'll be all over that. She can do those little... She loves making little stands.
I do.
She do.
Okay, look, I even labeled it, Mariah. That was my job I had to do the other. I spent 2 hours. I had this much of a pile of stuff that I had to go through. Now, granted, it wasn't all prints. Some of it was stencils.
Yeah, and we still need to get those back into...
But I do really, I love this. I'm going to keep that out. That might be a little bit much. Some of these have so many layers of paint on them. I'm thinking there's 2 pieces of paper there. Okay, now this is one of the trees that I pulled off. Can you see the tree?
I can see the tree in it. Mm-hmm.
Now this is a circle with the Carrie's leaves over the top. Look, isn't this cool how it did that? I don't know. That might be a good candidate for that. I don't know. I think I need a little deeper. I do love this, just simply because it has such wonderful variation.
Yeah.
Now this might be a really good one for that back panel that's going to wind itself across. So I'm going to keep that one. I'm going to keep that one out. And I like it because it's got both of the greens so I could pull in.
Mm-hmm.
I kept this here just because of Tre Descantia. Wandering Jew. You all know which one that is. Moses in the Cradle. It has purple furry leaves.
Purple. Oh, yeah, yeah.
I love that plant. We always had some of that. We need, you know, and I haven't seen that in the stores lately. Okay, that is, I'm not feeling that that's bladey. And then I went ahead and did this tree with the leaves over the top. And isn't that kind of interesting? I don't know that I necessarily want to cut that out. It's kind of cool just like it is. All right, well this is lovely, but I don't think that's what I need. Ah, here's the brown. I need to keep this out because I have an idea for my stems, for my littler flowers, which I haven't even made.
Well, that's the other thing. I think once you get these down and your larger focal, or your, you know, the big, I don't know that it's going to necessarily be a true focal point because it could even be put towards the background.
I'm thinking this.
But you could fill in with other flowers.
Yeah. I could just keep making flowers.
You could.
I could do that. Quite.
Till
quite
it just makes
easily.
you,
Yeah, I want to.
flowers till you puke.
Yep. Here's paper Marcia wrapped my paint in. I'm going to do something with that. Now here's another little brown one for stems. Ooh, what about this? This is very dramatic. And I do love this, but I think this is something that I can use for another. And there's another brown stem. Okay, I think I do like that too. And then here's more of that one. I need to keep that out just in case we need some more parts from that. This is nice. Oh, I was trying to pick that leaf up.
That's funny. I saw
That
that.
was pretty funny. And I do love this. This might be a good candidate for the vase.
The vase box holder, whatever.
Mm-hmm. And remember, I was going to have brown leaves for my wand flowers. Or at least brown stems. So I'll put that over there.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. I think we've got enough here. Better keep those two out because I'll use those. Got lots of little pieces here. Well, oh, this was part of the gladiola. I need to put that over here with my pieces and parts.
What do you think about over there?
I don't know. Just something.
Something.
Now, this might be good, and these two might be good together. And I'm going to put those with these. See the minty greens? I like those together. I still really haven't. Whew. Certainly jumps out and grabs you, doesn't it? I'm just thinking. I don't know. I'm going to keep these two out for the, just simply because I think I can blue out that one part. And I have these all put together in such nice order now. They're just willy and non and alright, I'm just going to throw those down on the floor.
Hi, Kathy. Thanks for hanging. Ah, she's heading to the soccer game.
Headed to the soccer game?
Yep.
Ah, well, there you go. How about this? Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes. These are some more that I really I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 piles. Okay. And I even like this little bit around the edge here that I might try to incorporate.
Why is that board? Well, one's a little wonky, but you know it wouldn't be a book of yours if it wasn't a little, little wonky. It's not that bad.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But that's why I'm having you do it.
Well, you know. I think it was when the blade, I think the board is, like, it just cut it ever so slightly on an angle, but it's not affecting the overall
Performance.
No.
All right, now, I think that that's going to be absolutely wonderful. Yeah?
Yeah.
And these kind of leaves kind of wrap around the stem.
Colleen says you get what you pay for, P.
What am I paying for?
As far as my creating a
Oh.
wonky thing. Thanks, Colleen.
Hey, is Colleen this my swap partner?
Yes, that has not received your stuff yet, and I told her please just be patient. I hope. I thought it would have been there by now, but
I
obviously
feel like it definitely should. And now I'm
you may need to pull together 3 more items just in case.
I'm certainly willing to do that. The only thing is that one that I sent you was a one of a kind.
It was. But, you know, these things happen. But I said, give it till Monday.
I think that's lovely. What do you think, Mariah?
I love it.
Can I glue it?
Yeah, glue it.
I think I'm going to hold off gluing the head on until I get it down on the paper.
Okay.
But I'm going to glue the leaves down because I know that I want them to go where they're going right now. I like that because it kind of crosses over and makes it look like this leaf is a little bit darker up there.
Okay. Darcy said she gave you green hearts. This is so amazing, amazingly creative, making flowers from jelly prints, Gina says.
Well, it's not really a very original idea.
Well, you're making it yours, though.
Mm-hmm.
Darcy says, the next time one says, but what do you do with all those gel prints? Just send them to this stream. And the past 5 or 6 others. All the flower making.
Exactly.
That should get them real excited. Be like, how long did that take? I don't know if I have that commitment level yet.
All right, I'm going to...
How many people were involved in this project? Well, us and about 100 and something of our friends.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you what. That whole thing at the pool yesterday was very stressful for me. I was just... I mean, those kids don't have a lick of sense. And they're jumping in on top of each other. And Izzy's wandering out way past the area where she should be wandering out to. And I'm just like, oh my God.
This is also the
sometimes
first time
I just had to turn my chair around and not watch.
This is the first time that you have watched her at the pool. So Brad was like, poor Gigi, she's stressing.
I was. I was just, I was like, Brad.
This is okay.
Don't talk to those people over there. You need to be paying attention to that.
It's okay. She's okay. Because Brad's usually the one that takes her to the pool. So.
And so he's a lot more relaxed, and he knows what she's capable of doing.
But remember when they first went, and he felt that too. That you know.
God, because she just, bless her heart, I love her, but she's.
And her poor little hands got all, because she would monkey around the edge of the pool in the deeper ends, and so her poor little fingers are all tore up, and she's got band. Guess we must band-aid things. Would you like to look at your very large, here, look at this.
Oh, it's wonderful.
So you'll have to kind of work on it, I think. Like, you'll fold it over and maybe work on 3 panels at a time.
Okay.
So you can kind of fit it into view.
I'm just giving a little bit of definition.
I love that.
So it separates out. And, you know, I'm not getting too carried away. But I love how this wrinkling up of the, you know, accidents, happy accidents.
Mm-hmm. SWL says, this project reveals why P needs a snort. Wow, while creating.
Absolutely. Speaking of, cheers.
Cheers. Christina says, that was one thing that I always wondered was what to do with all the gel prints. And Gina also says, me also.
Well, here you go.
Bien.
I mean, I can see these, and you know, if you're into.
Hey, and Eddie just used a bunch in his. He had kind of put that book to the side.
I know, and he cut them out and put them. And Eddie, that was really wonderful. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not just saying that. I'm just saying, number one, I love that you were going with your feeling of that other book was somebody else's, not yours, and you
made it yours.
Made it yours. And I just, you know, I want to say that to everyone that, you know, bring your own stuff in there. Slap it on top of that stuff. Just have that be your base so that you don't have a white page glaring at you.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Okay, I'm just loving this. I'm loving this. I just,
Do you know which gel prints I could start gluing down? Or are we...
Oh!
Is that a little too soon for you?
No, but
ready for that level of commitment?
What I thought we would do is take the vase papers. I'm not getting my flower papers mixed up because I've at least got those still, you know, over yonder. All right, let me get rid of this lovely fantasy tiger lily here. And bring in these papers that we can possibly use for backgrounds. And also these up here, which originally I had for my vase. Okay, I think that's too pink.
Yeah.
But now I think this would look lovely with something like maybe this. Are you feeling that? It's too much. They need to be plainer, don't they? They need to be
I think
neutral.
So. A little more subtle. Yeah. Less contrast.
Less contrast. And I think that's just too busy. And that's just definitely too busy. That just makes you look at that. Now, this might work.
Thanks. Susan says she thinks this is going to turn out to be one of her favorite projects that we have done of all time.
Really?
That's sweet.
Yeah. What about this?
I love that.
I think that would work for a lot of different things. Okay.
So
now, see, here's my problem. you glue that wallpaper down there, and that's not what's going to work where that flower needs to go.
We need to figure out which flower is going to be in what order.
Y'all, I don't know if this is necessarily something you want to be watching
Happen.
happen.
I think people feel very invested in this project, so yes, they do. They'd like to help with the decision making, I believe. That's just, my feeling, but...
All right, so here's what I'm thinking to do. I have all of these prints here. What I think I'm going to do is I'm not going to do anything to this because I absolutely love this print forever and ever and a day.
It really almost should be just, we should trim it out, put it on a Jack Richardson, and...
Yes, and call it a day.
Yeah.
I'm putting it over in the thing. So here's what I think I'm going to do. And this isn't going to be very interesting for you, or maybe it will be. I'm going to take these prints that I like some of them, but I think that the contrast needs to be knocked back. I need to lower the contrast on these really, yeah. I'm going to save this. This piece of paper, the reason I haven't used it, and that's so stupid, I'm saving it for a special occasion.
It's the fine china. Don't put that out.
Saving it for a special occasion. Now this green stuff here, I really should put that over here in the leaf pile, because that's a good one. These are not big enough, but see, they would make a beautiful vase.
I think that, why don't you... Give me that. I think... Now here's the problema with these little booger-boos. So let me hand this over to you, and it's full. And you can kind of let people know where we're at here with our thought process.
Okay, let me get rid of my paint thing here. I'm going to be knocking that over.
So I'm going to hand these back to you along with it. But I'm going to show you. I'm going to need to collage these together, because there's not enough of one to even cover a panel.
Well, I know, but we won't have to use those. I can make some others.
But I really love these, and I think this should be the background. Because why don't you put some in? All right, so show people what I was showing you.
Talkie.
Talkie.
Okay, basically all this is, you can see there's this here, and then the silver's on the top. So I could do that with a piece of... A big piece. I like that. And I like this one.
I like the gold one the most.
I just don't think it's going to be that difficult.
Now, why don't you lay some of your flowers and figure out which one do you want to lean towards?
And I think the gold looks really swell and elegant with the purpley business.
Yes.
But I almost think the pink ones, because they've got so much gold in them, look good with the silver.
Yes, definitely. Okie dokie.
So, and I don't know this. And see, this would almost look good with the darker. This is why I said I think each page is going to have to be.
And I don't, I'm not against each panel being completely different. I don't think that that's a problem, personally.
I think I love that. But it's not big enough.
No. There's enough there. No, there isn't, actually.
There isn't. I've got to use my biggest gel plate, to do these on, because it's going to take, here, see, look at this. We just did that, and I'm glad I just had you go, because then you'll have a little over. See, it's going to take that right there. All right, I'm going to just go ahead with some of the gel prints I have because I've got these. They've already got something on
Happy
them.
birthday.
And I'm just thinking about maybe taking a silver.
Well, yeah, why don't you do that
Okay.
real quick? You got 15 minutes.
I've got 15 minutes. We can do some. We can do some. Okay, these are good. This is a good one. This might be a good one to,
I like that. Give a little shimmery something, too.
yeah. And you know, I thought about these. The reason I kept these out is I thought, remember that one vase? And it has the peacock on it. I thought it'd be kind of cool to cut out the phoenix and put it on the side of the vase. But we're not going with that right now, so that's... Like, none of these are going to work. But now I've got this that I could reverse, go over this with something dark. Okay. Back over there.
I feel like we've made some major progress today.
Oh, I do too.
Personally. How do y'all feel
Well,
about
I mean,
that?
we actually have a flower and stem all together.
Yes, 2.
I mean,
almost.
Yeah. I haven't decided on the angle of the dangle of this because I want to get it down on the page. See, it could go like that. It could go like that. It could go like this. It could come over here and be almost to overlap the leaves a little bit. It could go this way. I don't want to make that decision right now. And I think it also depends on what is on the opposite page.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's gel print these boogers. Oh, look at that piece I almost lost. I mean, that is so spot on for... You know, it took me forever to figure out.
And a book base. Yes, thank you, Lisa.
To figure out how to make the leaf background. And I really, you know, I struggled with it. But I think what happened was I learned 2 things. Is number 1, your stems don't always have to be exactly the same as your leaves. And they aren't in the flowers. And
We learned that with the tiger lily.
Yeah. That, I mean, when I'm looking up here, I'm looking at these tulips. The stem is a light green, but the leaves are variegated with the light green, dark green, and they're kind of stripy. So, you know. All right, let's shut up and get some stuff down here.
Okay, so no, some of those prints, even though there was enough, maybe width-wise, it wasn't long enough. Or it kind of fit it, but still there wasn't going to be enough at the bottom.
Yeah.
That's really where there was a lot of issue there. And then Colleen had said, yeah, there are seams to wallpaper, which that's true. But again, we would still need enough. Like, it wasn't enough of it width-wise to give us something to splice in. Because I was kind of thinking about that. But there wasn't enough there to splice in. Because it was barely hitting the width of it. Oh, what did you gel printed something? Oh, well, that you have to show up tomorrow. Because P did the glaze over the little bank envelope for the journal. And I should, hopefully I'll get all the streams scheduled today. I've been
Okay, I just had another idea here.
Martha says we could splice in another piece at the bottom to kind of mimic a table.
True that. True that. And that is something I think that, you know, if that does happen and that is the case, that we can okay,
yes.
I'm trying a different approach here, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
because it didn't
It didn't cover up enough. But see, I know that I've got enough here, and I don't want it quite as shiny as it is. But maybe I should go ahead and put this through a stencil just for chuckles and grins.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Where's my...
Very fancy piece of paper towel.
Yeah, it's folded nicely. I don't know why. I'm turning it so I'm getting different
Direction. Yeah, and Carrie kind of brings up a good, you know, if it's a botanical without a vase, would you need a table?
Yeah, that's true. And I kind of like the idea of the freedom it gives me to, okay, what do you think about that?
I'm liking that.
And if you can avoid that one flower out there, boy, that would be great. You know, the one that kept running away. Okay, I think that that is lovely. And I think that that is going to look absolutely beautiful with the purple in the background. Okay, there you go. All right, we're just going to sally forth and carry on here. I like that, and I think.
Well, Sharon, we have forgone the vases, and so we're going with more of just, you know, kind of floating botanicals like you see in a book, like they've just been drawn on a page.
Yeah.
But still kind of keeping with a little nod of the wallpaper, because we do want to cover up the background.
Yeah, I don't like the black. I think it's too stark.
Yeah.
And I think it sort of
Well,
sucks
it changed
color out.
and it changes the whole feel, I think, of the floral arrangement, or the idea that you're out, you know, maybe it's kind of more like they've been gathered. You're just laying them out.
Look at this, what this started out with.
There's a lot of Christy Hartman between the sunflowers, the celestial gate. There's kind of a timeline of.
Oh, and even some of these prints I printed over were ones that who sent me the ones with
Akiko.
Akiko. Yeah, I printed over the top of them. They're really quite nice. Weird.
Some stuff out there.
It's on there.
It's a lot of practice, Gina, so no worries. We can get that. Lovely. Lovely.
All right, see this little jobber right there? I think you can avoid it, but just in case.
Yeah, just get your fingerprint down in there and just trying to fix one thing. She's gonna. Oh, look at you! You made it happen. Proud of you.
I know, and I think I feel like they're feeling
Like friends.
like friends. Yes, like that they actually belong together. And I'm losing my thing here as I hammer on. Okay, well that's all right. We'll just pull it with something else.
No, I think it was kind of drying up anyway.
It was.
Because you.
Yeah, because I was like sitting here and going blah 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 blah. Really like this one. I don't know why I keep. You know, it's kind of a.
It's the Deco Arts. Which. Hold on. That was the Dazzling Metallics Deco Art Rich Espresso. It's very bronzy.
Yeah.
Got 5 minutes.
Well, I guess we're probably not going to get this project, but you know where I'm going with this, and you see how I'm doing it. I'm just taking, and it might be a good stopping spot, because I think if I leave this on here, I think it's going to be kind of cool. I don't know that I really want those stripes in there. Maybe I will just go ahead and pull it.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. That was a good decision, because that's a great...
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great one.
But I'm glad that, yeah, you got to show all this. You're showing kind of the direction it's going. I have things in my eyeball.
Yes, and I think, you know, very subtle. If there's any metallic showing, it's going to be very laid back and not in your face.
Yes, that's going to be... We shall continue on with that, or P definitely will. Getting more of the backgrounds ready. I may even by Tuesday, have them all glued down.
Yes, so then we can start with...
Ranging which flower
because
goes where.
I don't think it's going to be horribly interesting watching...
Yeah, we're just going to glue wallpaper to panels, basically.
Yeah, basically. Basically. Okay, I'm going to use silver this time. All right, this is what I'm going to put on this one.
Okay.
And I'm just going to go straight on. I'm not going to use any stencil or anything.
Okay.
And this will be the very last one.
Yeah, you got 3 minutes.
Oh, crud. Did you see what happened there?
Oh, it's not mixed.
Sorry.
Y'all enjoy that. Thumbsy upsies. That's going to be kind of, yeah. See
What?
how, well, that's a cool, like, to show people, like, what sort of happens where it's separated out because the binder,
Yeah, separating out from
when
the
it goes
pigment.
directly onto the plate, you really need to get down there and brayer that out. Otherwise, because it's, and I can still kind of see it there where it leaves, like, the little streaking mark.
This is really great having these streaks on this, because I can tell if it's transparent enough that
It gives you a point of reference.
Gives me a point
All right,
of
yeah, I
reference.
can still see that.
If I can still see those, that means that's good. That it's not going to obliterate everything in the print.
Well, and you know, it's kind of funny. So, SWL says, lessons for the day. Lots of planning is required despite my thought process. And you know, it is planning. It's planning to a point. There are certain little things like, okay, now we need to determine what size the book is. Let's get the book together.
Because then we can start working with our floral arrangements. And you have to all understand, we've never done a book like this before. This is a maiden voyage.
Yeah. Now, the reason I was able to put this together very quickly is I've made these before.
1,400 times.
Well, not that many,
Not
but,
many, but
you know, kind of
you
feels
get
that
the
way.
idea.
But that took me, the first time I ever put one of these together, the little accordion thing with the tape and figuring out, you know, so what I do is I tear the piece of tape, I tear it in half, and then that way, front and back, it has the same length. And then that makes it go a little faster. And then you just make I just eyeball them. But the reason that I left the gap, see how much of it's maybe 1/4 of an inch. Because I knew that with these flowers, there's going to be a little bulk there. Jeez, come over. Yeah, 1/4 of an inch. So that way it folds nicely. You know, all those things, it took me a while to figure some of that stuff out.
Yeah. And a couple of, you know, total
Oh yeah, some books that just are a little wonky. You know. Tomorrow I will be streaming at the usual 10 a.m. I mean, if I stream on Mondays, it's going to be at 10 a.m. Central Time. But there we go. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging with us. We're going to continue on. We'll be seeing you back here. Either, join me for Mariah Makes on Monday or come back on Tuesday and we'll be back at this.
Look what
See you then. Bye.
Bye.